was interested, there is no, here's what I would say. You talk to Aaron and you see what he's saying about that. But here's what I would tell you guys overall, too, is, Aaron's a guy that I stay really close in touch with, and I know the respect that he has for Myles. Talk to him about the opportunity to be able to bring him on board. If Aaron decides he wants to dust him off at the age of 35, I bet you he could still do it at a pretty high clip.
Rams head coach Sean McVay doing some dancing there around the topic of Aaron Donald coming out of retirement to rejoin the Rams. It's a possibility. Donald just turned 35 last month. He's been out of the game for 2 years, but the opportunity to play with Myles Garrett and not be triple teamed on every play is enough to make Donald entertain the idea of returning to the NFL. Dave, the Rams have been aggressive this offseason, to say the least. What do you make of their big trade to get Garrett from the Browns?
Yeah, it's a big move. It's a big swing. And, and that's the thing that John Schneider has done as well. He takes big swings in free agency. And, and I think the comp for Myles Garrett is probably Leonard Williams. And, Leonard doesn't quite have the production that Myles Garrett does, but that's a huge move. And, it's really kind of setting up really cool this year that 2 of the last 3 games are against the Rams. So I think there's going to be the whole season long, there's going to be this, looming matchup that's coming, 2 of the last 3 games. They play Carolina in between there, but, how we stack up with the Rams, because a lot of people think that's the best team, especially now that they went and got Trent McDuffie and they got Garrett. So traded away a really good player. I really like Jared Verse, and that's a good deal for the Browns, where they're paying his rookie contract right now. But I feel like the rest of those picks that they gave up are probably going to get screwed up by the Browns. They'll probably draft another quarterback or something. But
yeah.
And if I'm Jared Verse, I'm like, what did I do wrong? Why did you trade me to Cleveland? But yeah, I think he is a really good player too. So I don't think Myles Garrett is obviously a premium player, but I think Verse kind of takes a little bit away from that, because I think he's such a talented pass rusher. So just a big swing by the Rams. They do a great job. Really, when you look every year, it's like they don't draft they've traded away a lot of first and second round picks over the years, and they always seem to have the money. I know that Kevin Demoff is running, and my agent was Marvin Demoff, who was the smartest guy in the NFL, and his son is running. He's the president down there, is with the Rams. So they do a lot of things really well. So for the Seahawks, it's just going to be like, okay, man, when do we play the Rams, and when are we going to have to block this monster Myles Garrett? This offensive line is going to be put to the test.
Yeah, it's going to be fun when those 2 teams face off next year for sure. Talking Seahawks, Dave, Derrick Hall, the Hawks signed Hall this week to a 3-year, $42 million contract extension, $21 million guaranteed. Dave, the Seahawks surely made it clear that he was a priority, didn't they?
I think also maybe Derrick Hall, he had 2 sacks in the Super Bowl. Maybe he gets more in free agency, but he just likes where he is, because Boye Mafe got $20 million a year. Mm-hmm. And I don't think that he is a $6 million per year better player than Derrick Hall. So I love that Derrick Hall, they locked him up. And I love the fact that he does all the dirty work. If you look at him in the run game, he is just a dog. He will punish pulling guards, and he does it all. So I mentioned the 2 sacks in the Super Bowl. I think it's a great move, and I think you got him for a pretty good deal, $14 million a year. As like I said, Boye making $6 million more than that. I don't think he's a better player than Derrick Hall. So I love this extension. It's a great move.
Hey, Seahawks GM John Schneider earned the NFL Executive of the Year for good reason, Dave. He has a strong team behind the scenes, and they've quietly cleared a lot of dead cap space, which is money charged to a team's salary cap for players who are no longer on the roster. There are some teams famous for that. When you look at all 32 teams, the Hawks have the least amount of dead cap space, sitting at roughly $500 grand. Compare that to the Dolphins, who are drowning in dead cap space at nearly $180 million. million. And Dave, we talk about the Seahawks' accomplishments on the field, but the organization as a whole deserves a lot of credit.
It really does, and I mentioned that about the Rams, but it's the same thing with the Seahawks, that they always find money. They always find a way to restructure contracts and extend them out over, spread it out over a longer period of time. And then, I think John Schneider always hires great money guys. And, you look at the salary cap and it's kind of, if you're creative with it, there's lots of different little loopholes that you can take advantage of. And I think that it's more that than anything. That, it's not that they're wizards with math or anything like that. I think it's just that they're creative. They find ways to get players to, maybe take a little bit less here or extend it or spread it out or whatever. And again, just like the thing with Derrick Hall, I just think that this is a great place to be. I mean, I was out at practice the other day. The Eagles are flying around, which the players really like that. They love it whenever they see the Eagles that are swooping down and trying to get fish from the lake. It's a beautiful facility. You got this beautiful green grass. It's a great organization. They take care of their players. And, and I think a lot of players will take just a little bit less to be with a winning franchise, and they win in all kinds of ways. Like their trainers, the medical staff, the food there is phenomenal. I've eaten a couple of times there at the VMAC, and it's better than any restaurant that you can find in town. So those kinds of things really, I think, make a big difference. But also, like I said, it's the creativity with the salary cap that allows them to, have numbers like that.
Well, Dave, I know Paul Sylvie complained to Dave Pearson, no root beer floats at the VMAC. They're going to be working on that for next year. I do love the picture you paint there, though, the Eagles flying. I mean, I've seen it many times. Coyotes out there with the dogs, pretty cool stuff. Let's talk some offense, though, Dave. JSN only going to get better year 2 with Sam Darnold. The offensive line returns a lot of continuity. The running back room has lots of potential, still needs to get healthy, but any concerns you see on the offensive side of things as the Seahawks are back on the practice field?
Well, I mean, I think it's going to be about getting that run game back and going again. And this is 3 offensive coordinators in 3 years. So I get that. I get that, people would probably discount the Seahawks offense a little bit because you have a new offensive coordinator coming in here. But, I don't know. I think that they're going to stick with the run, and that's going to be the big question: the health at running back and whether or not they can get 1,000 yards out of a guy like Jadarian Price. So, and I know Sean Alexander actually really loves him and thought he was going to be maybe get 1,000 yards this year in the run game. He's very decisive. Watching him out at practice is exactly like watching him at the combine. He just is very, like I said, decisive. It's not like a stutter step when he makes a break. It's like 1 foot, plant it in the ground and go the other way. So, yeah, I'm optimistic. But, I think the thing that probably holds me back of thinking, hey, this is going to be a top 5 offense is that you do have to get used to the new coordinator and how he sequences the plays. Is he a good play caller? I think the offense is proven. But, yeah, I think that's going to be the big question mark. But they did it last year, and they stuck with the run game, and it worked out great.
Hey, listen, man, I know you have a different look when you're on radio with Bob Stelton, and then you have a different look when you co-host Seahawks Central down there at Muckleshoot Casino, during the football season. You got the suit on and everything. Today, it looked, Chris, I don't know about you, but it looks like Wyman went out and got himself a special cut just to be on our show today.
Great clip.
Looks good. You got it all slick back there, buddy.
Well, thank you. I really appreciate that. I did not expect that. I've always thought I had the face for radio. So
you've proven everybody wrong, man. You're looking good, like Hollywood here on the television show. So we appreciate you coming on, man.
Sylvie's my hype man.